It's a brand new episode of Clayon Couch. Yeah. With my dude Jacob. Here we go. Let's go.
Clayon Couch.
Yeah.
Clayon Couch.
Yeah. Well, we gonna talk about this week. Hey. Welcome, people. Welcome to the show. My name is Clayon. That is Jacob. This is Clayon Couch with Jacob. Boom. Yo, you guys are not even going to... We're all over the place. So we started recording and we were full on show mode. Like, we were talking, we were doing a thing, because the way we started the episode was I wanted Jacob to taste this lovely contraption that I made. And we were talking for at least 10 minutes about it, because he tasted, he thought it was going to be gross, but it's actually delicious, right? He thinks it's delicious. Well. And yeah, we were talking for at least 10 minutes about what's in the drink, about health.
It was NBC status.
It was
right
beautiful.
there, you know
it was wonderful. We were given all kinds of information on how you can make your vegetables more delicious. Mm-hmm. But none of it recorded, so...
That's the universe for you.
That's how that goes. But anyways, if you're wondering what I'm having right now, I'm having this... I don't even know if you call it a smoothie, but I got a blender, and I put in some carrots. I put in some beets. I forgot that. I put in
beets.
some red beets. I put in bananas. I put in some raspberries. I put in some spinach, some broccoli, some ginger, some cinnamon, and I topped it off. Oh no, I forgot walnut milk and oat milk, and lastly some apple cider and some apples too. So all of that to make this lovely, healthy drink.
Which is delicious.
I love that I said healthy drink as you coughed. Unhealthy.
Like we were saying before, like, I did have my apprehensions about it when Clayon was pouring it, but honestly, it tastes very delicious and it's very good, and it's a great motivator, to start eating more vegetables or drinking more vegetables.
Well, right? Because I'm gonna be honest. Like when I was young, vegetables that was my kryptonite. I was like, no, I don't want no part of the taste. I don't want no part of any of it. And as I've discovered that basically what I've discovered is that there's many ways to prepare it. Mm-hmm. That boiling, that's how you think vegetables. You put in some fucking water and then you just boil it and then you maybe add some salt and then you get this like mushy, weird, that's how we've been trained to eat our vegetables. And you don't realize that there's so much more that you could do with it. You can make a smoothie puree thing with it. Yeah. You can cook it in a different way. You can bake it instead of boiling it. Like when I discovered that you can bake broccoli instead of boiling it, people used to say, like, broccoli tastes great. You boil it and you add some cheese to it or whatever. And that was never my link. Like, that wasn't, because personally, I don't like cheese. I'm lactose intolerant, so that wasn't my thing. And, I wasn't a fan of the whole broccoli and cheese thing. But when I discovered that you can bake the broccoli, you can put a little bit of that garlic on the broccoli. You can put a little dash of that the pepper and the sugar. Not sugar.
I was about to
salt.
Say some sugar.
That defeats the purpose of it. It's like you add some garlic, some pepper, and some sugar. No, some
deep fry that motherfucker.
Some salt on top, and man, you put that in an oven for like 10 minutes. Mwah, beautiful. So yeah, there's so many ways to prepare your daily fucking regiment of vegetables, your daily intake of vegetables. That's not just boiling water and fucking...
Isn't it true sometimes the way you cook the vegetables, doesn't it take the nutrients out of it depending on how you cook it as well? Like...
Right, if you cook it for too long. Usually, especially with something like broccoli, you want that shit to be crunchy.
Yeah.
Like, you don't, when it's soggy, that means you've probably cooked out majority of the actual...
The husk.
You're just eating fibers at that point. You're just like,
You're just making yourself feel better.
It's like, boiled fiber. Yum.
Boiled fiber.
So, yeah, you're supposed to... The best way to eat vegetables is raw. And literally, I have a cup of just raw fucking vegetables, beets and carrots and shit like that.
Too,
raw at its pure form, and I'm getting all the nutrients that from
and it's
the
filling.
vegetable. And it's
filling.
Right, because it's basically like someone ate a bunch of vegetables and just chewed it up for you, and all you're doing is just now drinking it. That's basically what it is. This machine chewed up a shitload of vegetables.
Yeah, right.
and now you get to drink it.
Isn't it amazing when you can eat something or drink something like that, and you can literally name everything? You know exactly.
Right, you know
what? Things like high fructose corn syrup,
benzynemic twinger. Like, what is a benzynemic twinger?
Exactly.
Like, what does that do to it?
But then on the cover of the package, it shows like a farmer with over a green farm, like Baker's Farms since 1946.
Or my favorite is 100% juice from concentrate. What?
Juicy juice.
What? That isn't okay. Right? Or natural flavor. What's a fucking natural flavor?
Yeah, right.
What does natural flavor mean?
Similar to it's like they try so hard to. I'm telling you, they have these marketing teams, these rooms. Like, okay, guys, we know we have a shit ton of chemicals in this shit. How can we frame it? Like,
it's not lemon. It's natural flavor lemon. So it's the natural flavor of the lemon. It's not like an artificial flavor of what a lemon is. It's the natural artificial flavor of what a lemon is. But let's take out the artificial part and just put natural.
As soon as they see natural, you'll be good.
You're good. Natural is good. They always find these like buzzwords that we're really attracted. You remember in the mid 2000s, it was organic. It was like anything was organic. Everyone's like, oh my god, I'd fucking kill.
It's organic.
I'd kill 2 kids right now for an organic fucking milk. Like it was just they find these keywords, these things that we are interested in, and then they make it that all natural, all like just. And a lot of times it's a lie. It just depends on how they phrase it.
Yeah.
It's just...
It's like, it's crazy what passes for legal things when it comes to your food now. It's like, like even if you eat like meat and stuff like that, like your pork, your chicken and stuff like that, like if you actually saw what would go on these huge factory farms and stuff like that, like them spraying chemicals over the meat and stuff, or pesticides and stuff, like
the closest I ever came to be a vegetarian was when I watched this documentary on chicken farms.
Oh, yeah.
And I stopped eating meat for at least 2 weeks. I was just like, because it's just. It was the conditions that the chickens were in and the animals are in. It's intense.
Yeah, it's...
I think with like businesses, their concern is to make a profit and not necessarily how the animal feels while it's still alive.
Yeah. It's so horrible. And it's so unfortunate too when you see how some of these factory farms operate, like and their conditions. And I saw this I saw a documentary too similar where it made me be like, nah, we need to go like vegetarian and stuff. Was the Food Inc. one or something like that was on a couple years ago and whatnot. But it was unfortunate because in that documentary it also showed a farmer who does the old practices, treats his animals with respect and slaughters them humanely and stuff. And if anything, he was getting more attention by the FDA and all that stuff. Like, they were coming down harder on him, the way he was doing his operation, than they do on, like, places like Purdue and all these huge factory farms. It's like, and it's so unfortunate, because, and at the end of the day, I failed in my quest because I eat meat now, and stuff, and I don't always buy my meat from, like, the humane farmer down the road.
I don't believe this whole notion, though, to piggyback on what you just said about meat, I don't believe this whole notion that humans aren't made to eat meat. I believe that we're omnivores. It's not just you're a carnivore or a vegetarian. We're omnivores. We've found a way to process meat. It doesn't mean that we should just solely eat meat, but I also don't think we should just solely eat vegetables. I think you find a balance between the two. So I hate when someone's like, I just want to be like, I personally would never be able to survive being a strict just vegetarian.
Yeah.
Like I just like, or not even a vegan or whatever, or just eat plant-based. Because it's gotten even more intense, right? So it's like vegetarian, you're a vegan, or a plant-based vegan, which means you only eat plant.
We humans always have. We love our lists. We love our lists of things. You know, I'm not a. It never can just be vegetarian or you eat meat. It's always got to be. There's always got to be subcategories and whatnot.
I get things being complicated. I just think because I hate it when someone discovers something good for them, and then they try to sort of force it onto you.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean don't suggest it for me. Like, hey, I think this is a better way to do it. Okay, I'll listen to that. But what I don't want to listen to is it's my way. My way is the only way. Your way doesn't work. In certain cases, that's true. But I think when it comes to how we eat, I don't think it's true that we should only eat plants. And the reason why I think that is because, and this might be ignorant. I lost my thought. And that's what editing is for, guys.
I agree with you. I think there needs to be a balance. Me personally, what me and the family have been doing the last couple months actually, we've been eating mostly just when we do eat meat, just mostly chicken and stuff like that as well. You know, like we've been doing a lot more dishes with just chicken because I found myself like I was a big ground beef person before. Like I love and I was even just like realized I'm just like. You know, you could tell like how your body feels after certain things. Yeah. Like certain things are good, you know, once in a while and stuff like that. But I do feel you can feel how your body reacts to certain things. And us ourselves, we've been trying to do a lot more vegetables, a lot more chicken and stuff. Red
meat is a once in a while meat.
Yeah.
I don't think red meat is an every meal, everyday meat. We need to take things in moderation. So I don't think it's a full elimination. I think it's understanding that you can't consume a lot of this one thing and be healthy because that's not how it works. Yeah. You can consume that thing, but you also have to consume other things, right? And you also have to be active. Yeah. You can't just your diet has a lot to do with your body, but it goes hand in hand.
And I just, I'm married and I love my wife for a lot of different reasons, but I love how she can just take a thing like chicken and just make it 100 type of different things, and it's just
chicken is so malleable. You can just what is it called? What is the word? Malleable, I think is the word. I think it's malleable, but it just means that it's flexible. Chicken is so flexible. Man. I mainly eat meat-wise chicken and do fish.
Yes.
But those chicken, but chicken though by itself is so you could do so many different things with it, man. You can cook it in so many different ways, and you get different kinds of flavor and different kinds of it is the perfect sort of meat.
I love
it. It is the tofu of meat.
I love me some thighs. Thighs all day.
Let me get. Sorry, let me get. Yo. That is my favorite part of is the thighs. You're absolutely right. The thighs, I love me some thighs. It's the juiciest part of the chicken. All you breast people out there talking about, the breast, the white meat, nah, that dry ass piece of meat. You
That's
keep
mad
that.
Expensive too.
Exactly.
Like,
You keep that. You keep that expensive dry meat. I am going. I'm going after that juicy piece of darkness right there. That juicy darkness that you bite into and it just like deteriorates in your mouth, boy.
It's so inexpensive too, yo. Like,
it doesn't. I'd rather that than fucking piece of meat that tastes kind of like bread meat. It's like, yo, is this bread or meat? Like, I don't get it. Like, if you cook it too long, it gets all dry and flaky and shit. Like, nah.
Shoot.
Notice though, even when they, and maybe I'm wrong with this, but even when they make jerky, don't they make it with the white meat?
I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. I don't know.
I'm just attacking. I don't care. I'm just attacking.
Just coming
That's
at
true
you
now.
hard.
That's true now. That's what they use for jerky. That's why, because it's so dry.
Right.
It's true now. I said it. It's true.
Yo, it's just you're so right, man. Like chicken's just so dope, and it's so lean too. It's like it's a good. No, don't get me wrong. Like I like to have me a steak once in a while. You know what I'm saying?
But think about how satisfying it would be to have a steak that you haven't had it in a couple of weeks, and then you get to fucking. It's like that's what I mean. It's like when I have a steak, it's like this. It's this new thing, right? It dances a little more than normal. Yeah. If I would have it on a daily basis, like it hits certain spots a little bit more because you're not used to it. So for me, it's not that I hate steaks. No, I'll have me a steak. Yeah, hell yeah. But in the end, when I have that steak, like I said, it's gonna hit a little bit more than it would for someone else who normally has steak on a normal basis. Yeah. It's just like pork. I'm not anti-pork. There's a bunch of shit I could say about pork, why I don't understand why we eat it, but still, for me, that's a once in a while meat. Yeah. Like, I'm not I'll eat me some bacon, bacon's delicious, all that shit, but I understand that it's not something I can have every day. I can have, for me, everyone has their own thing, for me, once or twice a week, at max, but I try not to go above that. Like, everything else, I'd rather have meat-wise, chicken, man. It's cheaper. It's better. Yeah. I don't know. That's just my like. I mean,
you could pick up a whole thing of thighs usually for like $3 to $4, like a whole thing. Like, and that's even for like a family of 3 that we have. You know, well, she's 2, so she doesn't really eat that much. But like even just me and Edge, like that'll last us like a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, So
and it's hella reasonable. So
ground beef be like $15-$20, yo, for a couple. I'm like, yo,
and it's not even all that. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. I know there's a lot of ground meat lovers, but I'd rather have the meat off the bone than some ground meat shit. For me, it's the equivalent of we're talking about like the drinks. I'd rather have fresh fruits and vegetables than canned based fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, you're so right.
Basically, to me, ground beef is the equivalent of canned fucking fruit and vegetables. Yeah. Like, if I'm gonna have beef, fuck it, let me just have a steak.
Yo, and even one of the things that I liked about ground beef, like, that didn't turn even out to be true, was that the coloring is fake. Like, the red coloring on the ground beef is like, it's, like, that's bad when you know they gotta put something in the meat to make it look more delectable and, delicious and stuff.
It wouldn't look like that. It would probably look like
brown and gray
like meat. Yeah. Anywho, right. so like, speaking of that, you know what's also fake?
What?
Salmon colors in the stores.
Really?
Because they're not now. Wild salmons have that color, but farmed salmons don't have that color. So what they do is they add that color back. So a lot of the salmon that you're having in stores are farm salmons that got injected with the colors back so that they look like wild salmons.
Man. Oh, that's so fucked up, yo. It's like,
but they don't even tell you.
That's like you having a fake friend, and them them talking shit behind your back, but then like when in front of your face, you know, they're like, oh, you're my best friend. Like that's the equivalent of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, show me your true colors, salmon.
Be gray.
Be gray. Rep that shit.
Know what I mean? And so maybe I can tell the difference. Maybe I want the taste of a wild salmon rather than, you know, the farm salmon. Yeah, and not even that. Just I'm putting this shit in my body. Let me know what you're adding to my fucking food. I don't understand with America why we're in this process where companies don't truly tell you what's in their fucking food.
Oh, that's
so like they could be like, you know, how many grams of sugar and all that shit, but they don't actually like.
I think it comes down to the end of the day where it's like they know you're gonna buy it. Like they know people like even if stuff too, because even stuff that should be even stuff that should be organic and like natural, even that stuff sometimes like is being thrown into the mix of that, like because even like you can buy vegetables nowadays too where it's like there are so many pesticides thrown on them and stuff like that. Even like chicken too, like they'll fatten up the chickens artificially and stuff like that to get, you know. So it's like even the stuff that decades ago was probably like known to be natural and organic. Like even it's so even hard to find that stuff that's truly organic and natural nowadays, because you could get an apple and you'd be like, oh, this is a natural apple and stuff like that. But that apple is probably sprayed with how many chemicals?
Right, because that apple is twice the size that an apple was fucking 20, 30 years ago. That's the thing. You're absolutely right. All our foods, whether they be natural, are genetically modified. Yeah. You know, so, you think about strawberries. A natural or original strawberry is the size of what a raspberry now looks like that you buy in the store.
Really?
Like those fucking, you see when you see a big raspberry and you're like, oh, first of all, that raspberry shouldn't be that size. It should be much smaller. That's crazy. That was about the size of a strawberry. A natural strawberry is supposed to be really small. We've genetically modified these gigantic Hulk-like strawberries that taste like nothing.
Imagine a Hulk strawberry.
Ooh, right, but they have no flavor. It's just all like like sour. Like think if you can.
That's so very true.
Think about when you bite into a strawberry now compared to like back in the day. They've gotten less and less flavorful, but they've gotten huger.
That's very true.
I don't know if huger is a word. They've gotten bigger. But the flavor has decreased. It's just now sour.
You're so right, because sometimes when you're biting into an apple or like some kind of fruit or vegetable, it's just like there's not even you're so right. There's no flavor in it and stuff like that. So it's like quantity over quality.
Right, because the strawberry's not supposed to be that big. Here's some other things. Bananas. When someone thinks of a banana, they're like, yeah, bananas. You think of, like if I ask you the color of a banana, you're like
yellow. Mm-hmm.
So we've grown up in a society where when we think about bananas, we're like, oh, a yellow banana. There are people that grow up in the same world that we're living in. And when they think about a banana, the colors that pop in their brains are blue, purple, things like that. Bananas come in so many different colors other than yellow. There are red bananas, there are blue bananas, there's purple bananas. We don't know. This is what America thinks we know. We know everything about everything, but we don't. Watermelons.
I represent America right now because I'm just like, what is?
When we think about watermelons, right? The inside of a watermelon,
red.
There's yellow watermelons. It's not just red.
That's fucking crazy.
A lot of the fruits that we think about, carrots.
I'm not even gonna say orange.
Exactly, because right now I'm gonna go in my fridge.
This is behind the scenes right now. We're going into the fridge. I swear to God, if you pull out some purple carrots, Clayon.
These are natural carrots. So this is what you perceive. This is a natural carrot, but when you look at a carrot, you're like, oh yeah, this is a carrot. Orange.
What the fuck?
This is also a carrot. Carrot. This is the carrot that we know as carrot. This is also a carrot. So this is what I mean about fruits and vegetables and America. As much as we think we have so many options and so many varieties when it comes to fruits and vegetables, we truly don't. we get one sample size of that kind of like, we get a certain kind of banana, and that's all. Every store sells that kind of banana.
Nah. Here in America, all carrots are orange.
Right. you have to search to find natural carrots that come in different colors, even though carrots come in different colors to begin with.
That's crazy.
Clayon couch.
Yeah.
Clayon couch.
Yeah. Well, we gonna talk about this really good.